What is framing bias in behavioral finance? Imagine you're looking at two different ways to describe the same investment. One says it has a 90% chance of success, while the other highlights a 10% chance of failure. Which one sounds more appealing? Chances are, your reaction depends on how the information is presented. That's the core idea behind framing bias in behavioral finance. It's a mental shortcut where the way information is shown influences your decisions, not just the facts themselves. This bias shows that investors don't always act purely rational, as traditional finance theories suggest. Instead, emotions and perceptions play a big role. For example, if an investment is described as having a 90% success rate, many people will see it as a safe choice. But if the same investment is framed as having a 10% chance of failure, it might seem riskier, even though both statements are identical. In real life, framing bias affects how adults plan their investments. When gains are emphasized, investors tend to become more cautious, preferring sure profits over uncertain ones. But if losses are highlighted, they might take more risks to avoid losing money. This can cause inconsistent choices, depending on how the information is presented. Another related idea is narrow framing. This is when investors focus only on one part of an investment, like a single financial metric, and ignore the bigger picture. For example, they might see a stock's high dividend yield but overlook other risks involved. This narrow focus can lead to poor decisions because it ignores important context. Knowing about framing bias helps investors realize that their reactions can be influenced by how information is shown, not just what the facts are. To build better investment plans, it's smart to seek out complete information and consider different viewpoints. Financial advisors often use framing intentionally to motivate clients, such as emphasizing potential gains in retirement savings rather than possible losses. This approach can encourage better saving habits and smarter decision-making. In essence, framing bias is about how the presentation of financial data shapes choices. Recognizing this bias allows adult investors to make more balanced and informed decisions, avoiding the trap of reacting to words rather than facts. By paying attention to how information is framed, investors can stick to their goals and develop stronger, more consistent investment strategies.